Mom and Dad, you let me down.
Mom and Dad broke the family up. Hey, and welcome to the Binge Box, where we share our thoughts on TV shows, friendships, relationships, and everything in between.
Join us as we binge on all the good stuff life has to offer. On today's episode, we're going to be reviewing the Love is Blind UK reunion. We appreciate all the support, all the guys that's been watching this season with us. Mm-hmm. If you're new here, hit the subscribe button and hit that bell button. Okay, so the reunion starts out. We see all of our cast members sitting. We have Jasmine sitting with Bobby. We have Benaya sitting with Nicole. We have Catherine sitting with Freddie. And then we have Ali and Steven on one couch and Sabrina and Demi on one couch, which I found kind of weird.
Yeah. Very strange.
The first couple we begin with is Ali and Demi. They speak about their love story, why she said no. Demi speaks a little bit on her confidence growing now. And she feel like she the baddest on the planet, pretty much. Which I'm like...
Do you believe?
Not really. Maybe her insecurities have went down and she just feel like she that girl, but I don't know. She said she feel like a whole new person. This is Demi 2.0.
So why don't you believe her?
I don't know. I don't have a reason why.
I don't believe her either. I just wanted to know your reasoning.
I can only go based on what I saw of her. I only saw her for 10 episodes. Mm-hmm. From 10 episodes, all I saw was just insecure woman. Right. And she overcame it. Round of applause. Mm-hmm. Good job, Demi, but I just didn't see it.
I feel like the reason I personally don't believe her is because what's confusing to me is her saying that she wanted to go back home to her parents. And I just feel like if you're working on building up your confidence and your independence and something of that nature, why would you put yourself back in a situation to be coddled in a sense,
reverting back to old times?
Yeah. So I feel like she's more in a comfort space now, so that could feel like a representation of it, but it's not necessarily that she's there yet.
And then when a real war hits her, if she got to move out or something happens, she go right back into.
Or when she has to actually get into an actual relationship where she has to put actual effort and energy into it, then
go right back into her little hidey hole and start to do the most. I agree.
That's what it's giving.
They spoke about her endometriosis and the praise she's gotten from the audience about being courageous to talk about it. Kudos to her.
Shout out to her.
Bringing awareness to that.
Endometriosis.
Then they focused a little bit on Ali and their journey and the ADHD a bit. Mm-hmm. We've kind of covered all of that.
Yeah.
And then they mentioned Ali and Charlotte, who are something now, maybe. Because they didn't want to say what they was.
Kind of, sort of.
They asked Ali, "What's up with you and Charlotte?"
He couldn't even speak
at the mixer. He was feeling her, and they asked him that he just took a sip and started sweating.
Yep.
So
he liked what he saw, and he know he needed parts.
Yeah, nah. I respect the man that like what they see and go after it.
Hey, can't be wrong there. But yeah, it was cute. I'm just curious as to what Charlotte meant when she said that he's been supporting her in this journey, because I'm just what support did you really need? Everybody saw you and said that you're fine as fuck. So where are we going with this? What support did you need here? I don't know.
I mean, it partially maybe could be because from what I've heard was that we only saw 6 couples get engaged, but 11 couples got engaged. Mm-hmm. I do wonder if Charlotte was one of those other 5 that wasn't showcased. Mm. So even though she didn't get to watch her story, watching the pods and watching all the couples go through the stuff could trigger everything that she went through as well. And maybe.
Yeah. Maybe.
But I'm not sure though. Mm. What couple was after that?
After them was Bobby and...
No. Mom and Dad.
Yes. Steven and Sabrina. That took me for a whirlwind because I did not expect them to break up. Just they're going to be together. It's kind of boring, but they're cute. They enjoy each other's company. They're at that age too where it's
you could
really settle down and really start something, but I don't know. Miscommunicado.
Remember what I said? Remember, at the wedding, I was like, they did not discuss where they're going to live. And you're like,
did.
but they said they're going to go back and forth. And
they did say that. They did.
Okay.
And no, Sabrina actually did say that she was willing to move to where Steven was.
To London.
And clearly that didn't happen, but she's talking about miscommunications, and she went to visit him more times than he went to visit her. And I'm just like, how many times are you supposed to visit in a 4-month span? Because y'all only lasted 4 months. Like, how often are y'all supposed to see each other and work at the same time? Make it make sense. I don't know.
And I mean, I don't know anything about Europe and the distance of stuff, but I know she's from Ireland, if I'm not mistaken, based on Belfast. I believe that's Ireland in her accent.
Yeah.
And he's from the UK. I don't know the distance between the two. I know it's not that far, but I do wonder how much of a journey it is, because I'm not going to lie. I'm not traveling 5 hours to see you every week. That's a lot on somebody.
It is a lot. And plus, they're both, like, not financially stable, right? They both said they left their jobs to find love or whatever, and his business wasn't going well at the time. He was struggling a little bit. What do you expect this man to do? Like, pick up on everything and just be like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna go see my woman, F the money, we can just live off of air. Like, realistically, it doesn't make sense.
No, for sure. I wish they let them talk a bit more, or I was able to get more details, because it seemed like a lot of details were missing.
Exactly.
Because she just mentioned, like, the little stuff she did to accommodate him. She came, I got you a car to drive because I know you want to do this. I got you an iron board because you like to iron. She's like, I don't drink coffee, but I had the crib stuff.
And I'm like, damn, all the receipts. I know I'm a receipt kind of girl, but she had it down packed.
I mean, I guess she got all the receipts because she felt like when she went to Steven's crib, Steven was just like, yo, here's my crib.
Stay here. Bye.
Yeah. So I
don't go to work.
Yeah, so I guess you're going to feel differently when you're like, yo, I'm doing all this for you, not that energy. Especially because what it gave in the pods between them was just like, they're both the same person. Right. I'm going to do the most, you're going to do the most. So I guess that's what she thought she was going to get. But Steven did make a good point. Like, this Love is Blind bubble between being in the pods, they give you a crib. That's the pinnacle of the honeymoon phase.
Right.
Like, we go through the honeymoon phases as real life people and when we're dating. But in the show, they're giving you the honeymoon phase. They give you a crib to live in for
right.
Like, you
have to worry about nothing.
And you're getting paid.
Food, room and board. Like,
yeah, when you come out of that, it get real sticky.
And an opportunity to possibly grow and glow up from this point, because people do get a lot of deals and all of that stuff. So it's a lot of opportunity in that. You just gotta wait till you come out of it to see if it actually works.
It takes a year because they're married right away.
Right.
But he mentioned that. I was like, he ain't wrong. Like, the distance, he said the distance played a big factor, which I agree with. Yeah. And then he was just like, yo, life be life. And I was like, I could understand that. Good. One thing that Sabrina said, I was like, come on, Steven, you gotta do better. She's like, yeah, Steven don't like to be on the phone if there's no reason, which I get. Some people are just like, yo, if you calling me, just
what
call
do you
me.
Want?
Yeah, like, it needs to be a reason. He don't like to text. And I'm like, I understand that, but this is your wife.
Yeah,
y'all have long distance. Y'all need to be communicative. Yeah, you gotta suck it up, and
especially because this is like the beginning stages. What I feel like probably is because they were so cooped up talking to each other for a month or however long the experiment was. He probably just got like overwhelmed with it and was like, okay, this is my time to like step back from that. Like, I can
take some space.
Separate myself a little bit and like do my own thing, and then we can come back to that. But she was like, no, like, you already gave me this idea of who you are, and you have to maintain that. And he clearly could not maintain that. That
should have been something they communicated, though, honestly. But just because you could need your space, you just put a ring on her finger. You just, like, literally walked down the aisle and married her. Right. I ain't gonna lie to you. Saying I want space or wanting to be on some space type of timing, it's crazy. After you get married to somebody, crazy is nuts. Like, crazy. And I know this process is crazy because I've never been through no Love is Blind process. But, like, y'all walking out of there holding hands. Y'all are a husband and wife. Go be a husband and you go be a wife.
It's hard though, because when I think about it, I'm like, damn, if I was in this situation, this still a stranger. Like, yes, I fell in love with this person and like I want to spend the rest of my life with this person, but like
it takes time.
It takes time to get there. Yeah, especially if you were probably single for a really long time before that or whatever, or you weren't at least in a serious situation. It's like, now I gotta revert back to being in a relationship in itself, not just being married.
Yeah, no,
I have somebody I have to answer to, not just myself.
Yeah. You can't just go back to regular chill vibes.
Right.
Which is a lot for anybody to handle. Mm-hmm. It was just shocking seeing it from the two of them, just because the way the show portrayed them, and I'll say that as well, because we don't see everything. They could have probably argued every day.
Right.
But the way the show portrayed them was to be the golden couple.
Right.
So, mom and dad, you let me down.
Mom and dad broke the family up.
After that, we had Bobby and Jasmine.
See, the lovebirds. They're so happy and cute together. They're in love with each other. They've been in love with each other. And it's really cute. I feel like Jasmine, I'm happy that she's like opened up. She's come out of her shell. She's not as like rah, rah, rah. Like, I don't know, she has a softer side and he gets to see that and enjoy her in all her faculties.
Yeah.
So that's really cute.
Shout out to them. I'm not gonna lie. Bobby has allowed her to fully bask in her femininity and just
feel safe.
Yeah, and you could tell. You could tell. Bobby did his big one.
He shows up as he should.
No, as a husband, like he's being the like exactly what a husband should be. So. Right. I can't knock Big Air Bobby.
Literally, when he was like, "Oh, I'm not mad at her mom for how she reacted. Like, I understand she was just like being protective of her daughter." That just showed me that I really just needed to step it up and like do my part. It's like, you go, boy.
No, for sure.
Talk that talk, because these men.
Aye. These men what?
Hey.
These men what? These
men do not keep that same energy. They do not give a damn. They just like.
Okay.
It be on timing.
And other news, my Dukes is in the crowd too, and they asked her if she approves of Bobby now. She was like 110%, and it seemed like she really meant it now.
Yes.
So throughout this year, they probably built a relationship, and now that's her son, and that's mom. So
they've grown. Hopefully, she's grown and she's not as attached to Jasmine. But
yeah. I feel like Jasmine shut it down. I personally feel like Jasmine probably cut her mom out just a little bit and created that space.
She needed a reason, and now she has a legitimate reason.
Exactly.
So there's that.
But kudos to them. Really happy for them. After them,
we have Sam.
Yes, the triangle.
Mr. Sammy, Sam.
Yeah, Nicole, Benaya, and then Sam pops out.
Nicole and Benaya was first?
Mm-hmm. They bring out Sam during their time.
Oh, with Freddie. Oh, yeah. Okay. Sorry, go ahead.
Nicole and Benaya are still together. Mm-hmm. I'm shocked. I guarantee they were going to be done.
Shocked and appalled.
But they're still flowing.
I told you they was going to try to make it work.
And they look great together.
Do they?
They look lovely. Nicole, I love what you've done with your hair. I really, really do, from the bottom of my heart, think her hair looks...
What's it giving?
It's giving she's in Greece.
Oh.
It's giving...
Hairspray?
Yes. It looks...
70s vibes. She was doing her thing. She came out with her own style, you know?
Oh, man.
Not the cope.
Oh, man. I don't know.
But...
I don't know what this white man did to this black queen, man.
He's letting her freak flag fly. That's what they be saying, right?
I don't know what they be saying.
That's what they be saying on TV. I heard him say that before. Now this.
I don't watch the TV you be watching.
Now this. But no, yeah, I feel like he's like opening her horizons to a little bit more things, and she's kind of just like testing the waters. You know, when you kind of go through that experimental phase of like, I don't know my style, but I just want to try some things out and see what sticks. Mm-hmm. I feel like she's in that stage of just like trying things out and seeing what she likes.
Yeah, that's good for her. That's good for her.
Even on the show, though, I feel like her style kind of changed a little bit. Even though she wore kind of the similar things, like 1 minute she had on like a bodycon dress, and I was like, okay, she looks a little bit more her age. And then another moment she had on this like hippie looking dress, and I'm like, okay, maybe.
I don't think she knows who she is. I think it's also factored in that she was married before. Mm-hmm. I don't know that relationship, but a lot of times
she was married young.
When you're in a lot of relationships, you don't really get to form your own identity because your identity is linked to your partner.
Exactly.
So she's probably still going through some bit of an identity crisis.
Mm-hmm. So she's experimenting now. That's good. But yeah, they seem really happy together. They seem like they're enjoying life. They don't have any like hard things to tackle, goals to tackle. It's just really just experiencing life together, which is cool too.
Which is dope.
Yeah, because this is so fresh.
Yeah, for sure. Then they bring out Sam.
Right.
Sam, I actually find very interesting now.
What's so interesting about Sam?
I think Sam is still a red flag, but I think he's more of just a natural weirdo and an awkward person than he might be a bad guy.
You think he's just socially awkward?
I think he's socially awkward. I think he does still have a lot of red flag tendencies. I don't know if it's intentional red flag tendencies.
I beg to differ, but continue.
I feel like he's awkward. The reason why I said that was because when he came out, the first thing he mentioned to him was like, "Hey, you had the connection with Nicole. You guys had a connection with Jasmine," and they pointed the camera to Jasmine, and he was just like. And I was like, you could tell he felt really awkward. I was like, maybe he's an awkward guy.
I don't think he's awkward. I think Jasmine just scares him a little bit, and that's probably why he responded in that way. I feel like he knows exactly what he's doing. He's not socially awkward. He's aware. He's very social in the way that he talks, in the way that he addresses people, in the way that he shows up, in the way that he comes into a room. Like, he's aware and he's comfortable in himself, in my opinion. I just feel like he is not self-aware, and he might see some things in himself that he didn't see before now. So now it's got him overthinking a little bit, and that's why he's responding in a certain way now. But I don't think he's socially awkward at all.
I mean, I think he's more aware now for sure. Because I feel like watching it back, you start to be like, whoa, I said that or I did that.
Yeah.
And the same perception that we create of him, he probably sees it. And it's like, yo, that's not who I am.
And then you see all these comments, people responding, people like telling you, like, I see X, Y, and Z in you. It's like, oh, wait, now you got to actually look in the mirror.
Yeah. Because I feel like what he was saying today was like, I feel like he wasn't saying no foolishness like he usually does. I feel like he was trying to take accountability for his actions. Trying. That's what I said, trying to.
Heavy on trying.
But also, I just feel like not everyone is good at just doing the whole taking accountability. But I feel like he was trying to it. And I feel like Demi cut him off and just apologized. And I was like, I feel like he was apologizing. He was giving a lot of like word vomit to go along with it. He was running around
the world before he got to that point, and I feel like that's why Demi responded. Do I feel like she like
needed to
rush the response? She did a little bit, but I can only like assume because they've been going through this for so long. It's like it's been a long time coming. Hurry up, and we're only seeing it in this span of an hour of what's going on with them. Well, not even an hour, the 5 minutes that he was on stage. But yeah, she's probably like, we've been over this for how long now? I'm just ready for you to just say what you need to say. Stop beating around the bush and just get to it.
It wasn't her place though.
It wasn't.
It got nothing to do with her.
It wasn't. It didn't. But I also feel like the girls kind of have this like sisterhood a little bit where they're like, I just want to protect you. I just want to protect you. I just want to protect you. But they never protect themselves.
I've never seen Nicole and Demi interact. The entire season, I don't think I've ever seen them even look at each other.
I feel like they all, well, yes and no. But I feel like they all kind of like, they have their moments where they're But they don't show us everything either, so you never know.
You got it. I can't argue with that.
Exactly.
I can't argue with that.
You never really know. So, I thought they were going to talk about the situation with Sam and Catherine a little bit more. And their flirting and what actually went down, and if anything actually happened between them, if she ever actually hit him up like she said she was going to. But yeah, they kind of just booted him off the stage. Like, we're done with it.
They let Catherine skate with a lot.
Yeah.
I feel like Catherine's like the typical TV type of, like, that's the type of face you like to put on TV.
Yeah.
So they try not to put her in a
They try to stay face.
Because that should have been immediately clocked. Because when he came out, he sat down next to Catherine. I was like, wait.
Like, are y'all telling us something? I'm
like, yo, that's his girl?
Right.
Like, I was like, this is awkward. Freddie's sitting there
like
this. Yep. I'm like, oh.
Poor Freddie.
They sent Sam to the curb, and they went to the next couple. All right, so then the next couple they get to is Catherine and Funeral Freddie. They're sitting together on the couch, and I was like, are y'all back together? But immediately Catherine was like, no, we're not together.
Immediately, no.
They just discussed, like, the differences that they had, just more of the stuff that we saw in the wedding episode. They mentioned his sister in that conversation. They asked his sister, yo, do you still feel like they wouldn't be good as a couple? She was like, 100%.
Absolutely. 1,000 million %. Actually, I would never take that back.
Yeah, she stood on it. Yeah. And, Freddie was talking, but he was like looking Catherine in her soul instead of speaking to the crowd. So I was like, still feeling her?
I feel like he's still feeling her. It's still giving puppy dog vibe energies. And he's like, well, my sister told me I can't mess with you, so I can't mess with you. But I really want to mess with you. And that doesn't make a man. It doesn't make a husband, unfortunately. So I'm sure that's why Catherine was just like, I'm good.
I mean, from what I've saw, like, just based on the body language, to me, it looked like after the show, Freddie tried to pursue Catherine. Because he also did mention, when he spoke to her parents at the wedding day, he was like, hey, like, I know this was no for now, but I still want to come live with me. Mm-hmm. So it seemed like he really, really wanted to still immerse himself in this relationship.
Yeah.
So I feel like he tried to do that, and Catherine shut him down.
Yeah, she was just like, no.
She was like, all that. You rejected me once?
Not doing it again.
You ain't getting a chance again.
Right. Also, abandonment issues, abandonment wounds.
Yeah.
She's not gonna, even if she was willing to, that issue in itself is gonna hold her back and make her feel like, I don't feel safe here.
Yeah, because she don't know when he would leave again.
Right.
So
understandably. But yeah, I'm glad they didn't actually try to make it work. Yeah, because I feel like they weren't.
They weren't compatible. They were compatible on a jokey level, but when it came to deeper real
like life, friendship.
Yeah, they can be good friends. Mm-hmm. When it comes to what makes a relationship, y'all need to have a common ground.
Yeah. And they can't communicate very well. They joke around a lot, but I don't feel like they actually communicate about their issues really well and verbalize like what's really going on with them. It's more so like Catherine's verbalizing her feelings and Freddie's just like listening and like trying to just do whatever she says.
Yeah.
And not speak or have a mind for himself in a sense. That's not healthy for anybody, even if the roles were reversed. Like,
yeah, Freddie need to be a man.
Yeah.
You need to be a man. And probably Catherine needs too. Mm-hmm. I ain't gonna lie. My experience, these mouthy women that do a lot, sometimes they need somebody to put their foot down. My opinion. Fix your face over there.
I don't know what you're talking about.
My opinion, sometimes, or it takes the right person and then they're not as mouthy anymore.
I just feel like it takes a man to make her feel safe, not to put their foot down, but kind of like Bobby, who,
Bobby put his foot down.
Opens the door for her to be like, yeah, this is a safe space. I can tiptoe in here until I'm ready to walk.
His foot is down, and foot down doesn't have to mean stern and aggressive.
Whatever.
It just is different ways. My foot goes down in different ways,
Sure.
But yeah, then we have like a little interaction with Demi and Catherine. In regards to like some of the comments, because of course everybody's watching the show back now with us, and they're seeing the confessionals and stuff that we did miss.
Yep.
And Demi kind of just calls Catherine out for like what she had
like,
said.
Girl, you try to call me ugly, you try to call me fat, you try to call me nasty, disgusting, all the names in the book, and now you want to play cute and coy. Like, say all those things you were saying in the confessionals, girl.
Yeah.
And Catherine's like, oh my God, no, I didn't mean it like that. Like, I promise, I love you so much. I'm so sorry. Like, I'm hurt. I'm the victim. Like, girl, please.
Now, she copped the plea.
She did.
She copped the plea, but...
And I'm glad Jasmine checked her on it, because she's like, no, sweetheart. We're not going to act like you didn't say what you said. You said verbatim, or you insinuated that this girl is so ugly and Ollie wouldn't like her. Why? Because you think you look better than her? And I'm glad that Ollie actually, like, vocalized and said, like, Demi's actually very much my type. Unlike Catherine. Sorry, sweetie. Boo-boo girl. But you're not that cute. Yeah. That was a good time. I'm glad they called her out. I wish they got a little bit more under her. Ask more. Yeah, but it is what it is. It is what it is.
Well, the one couple we did forget, because they're a little irrelevant, honestly, is Maria and Tom.
Yeah.
They're sitting on the couch together as well.
Thought they were together.
Yeah, I thought there was a chance they might
be body language did read like we might be arguing if we together though, but
it seemed like we lived together. We came in different cars. Mm-hmm. Like, I love her, but like, she kissed me the fuck off. That's what it felt like to me. But the way they made it seem like they're not together at all. Mm-hmm. Maria feels very disrespected by Tom. She feels like Tom disrespected her entire
family.
Yeah, the entire
her whole lineage, the whole bloodline. Like, whoa.
Like, yo, because Tom feels like that Maria dragged her would think he has to pay for everything, and she just like, well, my family said
this is how I was raised. This is what we do. We're accustomed to this, and that's just what it is.
You don't
and
like
it's
us,
like,
you hate
whoa,
us.
like.
But Maria is interesting when it comes to that because when we first met Maria in episode 1, one of the first things we heard was she comes from a Muslim culture.
Yeah,
and she wants to step away from that.
Right.
You don't get to pick and choose when you want to use your culture or not.
You do.
But I do feel like if you want to step away from your culture. And then you're trying to be like, yeah, if the man's supposed to pay for everything that has to do with my culture, it's like,
It's one thing to say culture, but it's another thing to say religion. And I think that's what you're mixing up the two.
Okay.
Because she is advocating for herself culturally because that's how she grew up and that's what she was raised on. But she doesn't, I guess, adhere to the religious background of it all and how they operate as Muslims. She's more free. She's more open with her religion, I would assume, than she is with the culture that she's grown up on. Because at the end of the day, it's like nature versus nurture. If you grew up in this type of household and this is what you're accustomed to, naturally you're going to go with how you were nurtured.
Understood. Understood. I just still feel like she pick and choose, but I don't feel the way I feel. But she
picks and chooses about her feelings. I will say that. She picks and chooses about her feelings. I will say that.
Yeah, but she just felt like they disrespected the whole family. She felt like it was disrespectful because then he spoke to the mom the day of the wedding and did that. And I was like, well, the mom came to him.
Right.
And what do you want to do? Disrespect your mom? She was really respectful to her.
Yeah.
Like
they seemed sweet together. Like the conversation.
Absolutely. I just feel like I had differences in the way I want to live your lives, the way I want your relationships to be.
And that's a big thing. Like honestly, the way your core values make up a lot of your relationship dynamic, and I feel like that's something that you shouldn't waver on.
Absolutely.
It's definitely something that you have to stand 10 toes. Like, this is how I feel, this is what I need, this is what I require, and it's either you're coming with it or you're not. And because Tom wasn't coming with it, you just gotta accept that and be like, okay, cool, I'm gonna move on. On to the next one.
And there's no disrespect meant by it. It's just we don't look at life the same way. We look at relationship the same way.
We don't mesh.
Yeah, and that's fine. I feel like Tom was trying to say that, like, but she was just like, "You're disrespectful." And it was like, it's not like that.
Not like that at all.
Then they mentioned Tosh because Tosh was in the crowd too.
Of course.
They kind of pretty much asked him, did he spin the block on Tosh? And he was like, nah. He was like, I hit up Tosh like this week because the show's about to drop. And that. They might start talking now. That might have been a segue for them to really start to talk. Maybe. But I do feel like Tom ain't worried about nothing to do with this show. He collected his check. He's like, yo,
he's good off of that. And like I said, I told you, I'm like, I feel like he wants to be by himself. Like, he's like, I just need to find a wife because that's what I should be doing. But he don't really want to be with nobody. He want to be by himself, doing his own thing, having a free will to not have to pay for nobody else, no kids, feed nobody, worry about paying nobody's bills, judging everybody from his little house. Like, that's his energy.
That makes sense. Well, Tom gonna be Tom.
Yep.
Tom was Toming.
Yep.
But overall, I feel like it was a good reunion. I feel like it was really well structured the way they went couple to couple. I did wish they let us hear a little bit more.
Yeah. Like, we just needed a little more details.
Especially in regards to like Sabrina and Steven. Like they were low-key arguing, but they were about to start getting into information, and then the host was kind of just like, all right, that's it, guys. Break it up. I'm like, yo.
Like, what do you mean?
I need to know what happened.
You could have made this an hour and 30. We want to know what happened. Why does Steven keep saying she's lying?
I didn't need to hear Sam. I didn't need to see none of that. You could have cut out the rest.
Yeah.
You could have spent the whole reunion on mom and dad, honestly.
To be honest.
Because, like, Jasmine and Bobby, I love them. They're cool together. They live a happy life. That's boring. Give me the toxicity.
Not the drama.
Give me the toxicity.
Yeah.
I'm a toxic guy.
Clearly. What
was your overall thoughts on the reunion?
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I like the structure of it. I like the setup. You know, I'm very much an aesthetic kind of girl. I just like how it looked. But outside of how they were seated.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like it went really well. Like everybody handled themselves really well. But this is also a really mature group in itself. Like I don't feel like there's anybody there that's really like super immature outside of Sam and maybe Catherine. Even them, yeah. So yeah, it was really good. I just needed some more details. That's it.
Facts. Hopefully we get it after the altar with this group as well.
Hopefully.
I would love to see that.
Yeah.
Especially
and we'll get to see Jasmine and Bobby's kids that they talking about creating.
Yes. Yeah.
Hopefully.
We get to see a lot because I would love to see Ali Ali and Charlotte's dynamic, like in couple
growing.
Because I don't know too much about Charlotte. I don't know how she is as a woman.
They didn't give us enough.
She could be toxic.
Yeah.
She could be annoying. She could be whatever. Like, I don't know.
They also had Aaron in the crowd again, not saying nothing. I'm just like, why y'all brought this man out here for what, man?
They was like
y'all keep wasting his time.
Aaron's a good dude. We gonna keep claiming.
We gonna keep showing him. It's because he's a beautiful black man. They was like, we need to put a little bit of that on the screen to get the attention, but we're not gonna give him no time to talk. Crazy. Yeah. So that is all for today's video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And what else they gotta do?
In the comments below, drop your thoughts on the reunion. Let us know if the couples you thought were going to remain together are still together. And don't forget to follow us on Instagram, follow us on TikTok, follow us on X at the Binge Box Pod. And we'll catch you in the next one. Happy binging.
Happy binging.